Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with ChrisChamasiros. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well-rounded, what's going on around the world. If you don't like hearing the truth, definitely don't tune into this channel. So let's get started today. So Bill Burr, he pretends that he's in the middle and he attacks Republicans and Democrats, but it's a lie. All of these comedians lately who think they're funny and they're not, they've all been attacking Joe Rogan because they feel that Joe Rogan is responsible for President Trump becoming president. Bill Burr, he's the smartest man on the planet, but this idiot wants to blame Joe Rogan for 90 million Americans being sick of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Democrats' insane policies for voting for President Trump. It's just a complete joke. Then Bill Burr, he says that white people stole the word woke from black people and don't even know what it means. Really? Really, Bill? I don't know. You know what woke sounds like to me from a conservative perspective? When we let grown men in dresses in the kindergartner's class and tell your 6-year-old to cut his penis off, and Democrats applaud and say, what a brave woman he is. To me, that's my definition of woke, Bill. Because in any other time period, guess what? The parents would have attacked him and he would have never had a job in the school in the first place. But the Democratic Party is woke now. They don't want to hurt people's feelings who need to stay the F away from other people's kids. That's just one example. So what are all these idiot comedians doing now? Bill Burr sucks. He's annoying. His voice, everything about him is annoying. They're all blaming Joe Rogan. It's Joe Rogan's fault. Because you know what's funny, Bill? You know the one part you forgot? Joe Rogan invited Kamala Harris on and told her people, hey, listen, I'm not here to debate her about her I just want to get to know her and have a conversation. And Kamala Harris's side responded to Rogan and said, gave a list of demands. You can't talk about this. You can't do this. You can't do that. And Joe Rogan said, no, I'm not doing that. She's not going to come here and dictate everything. And like the coward communist liar that Kamala Harris is, you know what she did? She didn't go on the Rogan podcast. So somehow now that's Joe Rogan's fault, according to all the woke idiots like Bill Burr. And that's what he is. See, all the comedians are playing this role. Oh, I attack both sides. I'm not for Republicans or Democrats. Bill, you're not even a man enough to come out and say, I'm a Democrat or Republican. You play this garbage that you're all the comedians for the most part do this. You don't want to pick a side because that means you would have to be a man. What side do you relate to more, Bill? You tell us. But I'll just play it safe because I'm Bill Burr and I talk like somebody squeezing my balls and I'm annoying. And I'll just, Bill Burr thinks like he's the only person that has an opinion. No matter what he says, he's the smartest man on the planet. And he knows everything. And everybody else is just a total effing idiot. That's Bill Burr in a nutshell. So let's jump into the video. I love the part about how white people stole the word woke from black people. And that's what white people do. They steal things and don't even know the definition of how to use it. Really, Bill? That's sounds pretty woke to me, Bill.
A few things happened, which is Ben Shapiro talked about going to one of your shows and complaining about you becoming woke, which sort of then created this.
He doesn't even know what that word means.
Let me sum.
Ben Shapiro doesn't know what the word woke means. But you do, right, Bill? You're just so smart.
His definition of woke is white liberals' definition of woke, and they didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
They just took the word from black people. That's the worst thing about our people is not only do we take from other cultures, we don't even take the time to understand the definition.
Yeah.
He went.
Oh, he just makes me want to throw up in his face. Okay, right, Bill. That's a good one, Bill. Did you sit down with your wife for 10 hours and figure that one out? Right.
There to be annoyed so he can then have something to talk about, and then he can make money off of dividing his own country.
Yeah.
Those people, it's treasonous what they do.
Yes, but to be fair, or not to be fair,
No, don't be fair, because no Democrats or liberals are ever fair. They break every, another thing about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was ultra woke, ultra liberal for years, would never leave California, didn't want anything to do with didn't want anything to do with conservatives. Just like RFK, just like Elon Musk. Democrats their whole life. And in typical liberal fashion, they're so insane and so crazy and so woke and just idiotic that they push the most successful, influential people out of their own party because of their policies, because of Democrats' policies, because of the things that Democrats do and say. But hey, Bill, it's President Trump's fault. It's conservatives' fault. You're the smartest man alive, Bill. Come on. You could do better than that.
The fact is that it worked for what his goal is, which is then it became a thing online where then a certain portion of the right complain about how you're woke.
Racists.
And more racist.
They're racist. Yeah, they send pictures of monkeys to me and my wife. They're fucking horrible people.
That's what he says. Let's see the pictures. Because it's easy. Nowadays, everybody cries racism and doesn't show any evidence. So let's see the pictures, Bill. Put them on your X account.
And they're cowards and they never say it to your face.
Yeah.
They never do.
Bill, I would tell you right to your face that you're a piece of garbage and you suck at comedy. Trust me, I would.
That. And no, they're like, look, dude, there's an ugliness that's out there right now where, you know, there's certain podcasts out there that if you're a racist, if you're an anti-Semite, if you're a psycho-nationalist and you want a softball interview, there's podcasts out there where you can, and they will laugh at your fucking bad jokes and just give you this.
Everybody laughs at your bad jokes, Bill.
This pass. And it's like, you know, there's a really ugly thing that's going on out there. And, you know, it's the kind of things we've already seen this and we've seen what it does to a nation. And it's not the way to go. It's not the way to go.
So, and then at the same time.
But Bill, old Bill here, he had no problem with Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, just allowing an open border and invasion, putting every American's life at risk, children every day being sexually assaulted at the border by the cartels. There's 300,000 kids right now still missing, women being sexually assaulted. He has no problems with these things. None, zero. It's all in your mind. It's Rogan's fault. It's President Trump's fault. It's not. 90 million Americans voted for President Trump because they're tired of the nonsense. But Bill's here, he blames Joe Rogan.
You know, you're talking.
And let me tell you, YouTube will ban your channel for anything. They'll ban it like in a millisecond. Do you really believe that there's like neo-Nazis on YouTube every day spouting Nazism and they're getting away with being That's a complete lie. You know what it is? Bill Burr doesn't like anybody having a conservative opinion or supporting President Trump. And President Trump's numbers right now are through the roof with approval ratings. President Trump has done more for the country in 4 months and world peace in 4 months than Joe Biden has done in 50 years of being a politician. But it's a terrible time for America, according to Bill and his wife.
Talking about billionaires, you're talking about stuff like this, and people on the left have been really embracing you, and they're sharing your videos.
No, that's not true, dude.
Certain parts of the left.
That's not true. That's not true.
Certain portions.
He had to shut that down because he has to play a game like he's not for the left. Keep going with the lie, Bill.
It's not true. And certain portions of the right.
Sure.
There's common sense on both sides.
Sure.
But we keep doing this shit. Where it's like, oh, the right's all fucking racist, and dude, the left is some of the most fucking. Most of the left feels like if they have a black friend, they don't have issues. Okay, I'm out of that.
Yes,
I'm out of that, so I don't want to hear left and right.
Hey, Bill, I mean, you keep bashing white people that white people are the most racist people ever. Is there any black people that are racist? I want to hear your answer, Bill. Is there any black person that's racist? I'm sure you'll respond with some woke answer and tell me no.
They're all fucking nuts. That fucking shit post Me Too, where it went from people shouldn't sexually assault people, absolutely, to I don't like what you're talking about in your act, was fucking nuts. It was McCarthyism on the left. And now you've gone to the other side on the right. And the left was so fucked up, the right, you know, the psycho right thinks that they're in the middle, and they're not. They're out of their fucking minds. And I travel, dude. And I'm telling you, people who lean right and lean left are chill. And we're just sitting in the middle like, when is everybody going to fucking calm the fuck down?
All right, Bill, you're just the voice of reason, right? Everybody else is, this is what's wrong with you, and you're like this, and you're like this. But me and my wife, we know exactly what's going on. We're just chill. But it's everybody else.
When is this going to go back to, like live and let live?
Sure.
So, and there's way more of that. And I have people from construction workers to fucking, hairy leg chicks with nose rings going, hey, I like what you're saying out there about these billionaires. Because that is the fucking problem.
I don't know how anybody can listen to his voice for 3 hours. He's one of the most annoying people I've ever heard talk.
Yes.
And the other problem is that people make it like it's political. Like if you vote for this color tie, these billionaires are somehow going to grow a heart. And it's just not the case. It isn't.
Yeah. And ultimately, my question is ultimately.
Wait, it's the billionaires' fault. It's not the politicians' fault who take bribes from the billionaires. See, politicians are supposed to have morality and integrity, but no Democrat does. None of them. And that's why they hate President Trump, because he can't be bought. But Bill wouldn't come out and say that. That would be too much of a truthful response, what I just said.
When you think of talking about politics at all in your act, what do you want to do, right?
If I do it, I trash them both.
Yeah. With what?
Because that is my job. That is my job. I can't fix the political system, and I don't watch a lot of it. But, when I do stand up, if I start trashing like Trump, I would hear the left in the crowd like, yeah. And I'd be like, the fuck, you voted for a guy that, is staring off into space. Mm-hmm. Like your guy literally should be in a fucking home. What are you patting yourself on the back for? X, Y, and Z, blah, blah. Your fucking party has not let you has not let you choose your candidate since Obama's second term.
Yeah.
You're liberal? That's fucking insane.
Look at the interviewer. Yeah. Oh, don't say that. This is a liberal channel. Please don't say that. Yeah. Nah. He's ready. Look at his face. He can't take it right now.
We want Bernie Sanders. Fuck you, Hillary. We want Bernie Sanders. Fuck you, fucking Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo again, fucking 2 weeks before. His vice president.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. So then after I trash Trump, I then do that because my thing is like, I'm not flying either one of their flags. It's the people that pay them.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
You know what's funny, Bill? If it was up to Barack Hussein Obama and the Democratic Party, you'd make $250 a week being a comedian, you effing idiot. That's what you are, Bill. An idiot.
The problem, and they're always distracting us with other stuff. So, like, CNN and Fox News are a fucking disease.
So is your goal to clear out?
He's comparing Fox News to CNN. It's just, yeah, okay, Bill. Just play that role right down the line, Bill. If it wasn't for President Trump and Kamala Harris won the election, you could have kissed America goodbye. And even in living in your gated community, wherever you live, I'm sure it's some rich area, your life would have been in danger with the amount of illegal people, criminals, coming into this country. But hey, I wouldn't expect you to have any logic or sense. Thank God for President Trump. Thank God for Joe Rogan giving President Trump a platform. Thank God for both of them.
Your hope is if I make fun of it, I will clear out the distraction and focus on the.
No, what I was doing then was I was just trashing both sides.
just to do it.
Yeah. Not to do it, but also to just show that it's fucked up. But now I've moved on from that.
Got it.
To, the puppeteers.
Got it.
So that's what I'm going to make fun of. So my new perspective is there's nothing wrong with being a billionaire. But if somebody is working 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, and they can't make their rent, you're not paying them enough money. Maybe you should just be worth $900 million.
Yeah.
Like, how does a CEO take a fucking 8-figure bonus and none of your employees have dental insurance? They can't even go out and get a filling.
What do you do then when you're put in a position, like SNL asks you to host the week after the election, right? That's like, it's for a comedian, hypothetically, to talk about politics, to unite the nation. How did you feel when you were put in that position?
No, it's an honor to be asked to do that. And I made fun of Kamala and I made fun of Trump. And then I did a couple of silly jokes. I kept it light. You just, you do what you do. I don't.
Bill hasn't figured out that every Democrat ran city, state taxes you to death. A 1-bedroom apartment in California is like $5,000. So they can pay for their illegal voting base to have everything for free while the working man gets absolutely crushed. But that means that Bill Burr would have to have some balls and tell the truth.
I don't put that level of importance on, excuse me. I don't put that level of importance on my act. What I'm finding is that people keep trying to categorize what it is that you're doing. Like that idiot Ben Shapiro. No, he's woke now. He's like, I don't. That fucking guy, someone came to me and goes, hey man, he was trying to bring me into his fold. At one point, the guy liked me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And then when I didn't, then all of a sudden I'm a fucking asshole. I mean, I'm supposed to look at that guy like he's an adult?
Well, you are, but hey, whatever.
Do you feel misunderstood if people take you words one way or the other?
No, I'm deliberately misunderstood.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
people are like, it's like a catcher trying to make a ball a strike. So they try to, and everyone does it. It's not just people with radio shows and podcasts. It's like fans do it. Like one of the funniest things ever is so many of my bits are online, which is great promotion to sell tickets. But the names of the jokes, they name them.
I was going to ask
And
you
I'm
about
like,
this.
that's not the name of the joke. That's not the perspective of the joke. I've seen people that teach comedy classes saying, you see what he's doing here and what he's doing, and it's it bothered me at first, and then I'm just like, you know, what do I care? It's just like there's fucking songs that I listened to for 40 years and I thought they were about something, and then I hear the artist go like, no, it wasn't a, like, do you know somebody, I just saw something, I don't know if it's true, but that Buffalo Springfield song, what is that? Stop children. Everybody thought it was about Vietnam, and then the guy, no, they shut down the whiskey that night, and there was cops down there, and it was just sort of about this little rock club in LA, and it's just like, oh, I thought your song was about what I cared about.
Yeah.
It's about what you cared
Or
about.
like
So
all the directors of every movie that use that to overscore shots of kids protesting.
have you seen that guy on Instagram where he says every movie becomes better if it ends with Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run in the credits?
thanks.
Oh my God, it's amazing. It's like the end of the Shawshank Redemption. It's so funny. And, you know, Tim Robbins is on the beach and Morgan Freeman's coming.
Oh, you mean Bruce from Jackson, New Jersey, that acts like he's from Alabama and Mississippi? That clown and con man?
Up and these two friends. And it's just this really like, wow, what a journey we just watched. And there's Max Weinberg.
Bruce Springsteen, his whole act is a con. Like he's this farmer from like middle class. It's just nothing but a joke.
And it always works. And there's something about that song that makes me feel like I just watched one of those great coming of age movies in the 80s that I watched with all of those actors, you know, from my generation. So,
you're talking about the billionaires and politician stuff. What do you feel, and podcasters, what do you feel about politicians and billionaires who've appeared on podcasts of your peers to try to leverage comedy for their own goals?
oh, that's, dude, it was before that. I remember the first time I saw a president go on the Tonight Show. I thought it was cheapening The Office. It's like they never did that. Like when they used to run for office, they would have the debates, and they wouldn't even go on Meet the Press. So, but I just feel like now that everybody has a camera and blah, 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 it's just so all over the place. I just think the landscape of it has changed. All I can say is personally, I would never do it.
Translation, he's mad that President Trump got invited to all the most popular podcasts and got to tell his side of the story because he's a true communist piece of garbage to his core where he just wants to silence the opposition that he doesn't like. That's what cowards do. Real men give everybody an opportunity to speak.
I would never have somebody come on that's running for fucking president with my intellect. I'm not going to sit there and be like, so like, what's your foreign policy? Like I would be.
That's not why they go on the podcast. The podcasters, they want to humanize I want to know what President Trump, when he wakes up in the morning, what's the first thing he does? Who's his favorite football team? Who's his favorite kid? Do you like to go to the beach? What's your favorite food? Can you tell me a story when you were a kid, your favorite time when you were a kid, like something that you did with your family? See, Bill, some people like to know a human being and like to humanize them. Like President Trump, he never gets humanized because people just assume he has no feelings because he's ultra successful and a winner in every single thing that he does, that he must be a robot with no heart. And that could be the furthest thing from the truth. So Bill here, he's just looking at this from his garbage perspective. Yeah, I want to know what President Trump's favorite sneakers are, if he sings Christmas carols. I want to know stuff like that, Bill, because I want to know the type of person I'm voting for. Unlike you, Mr. Wokester himself.
Like within 3 minutes, dude, what was your favorite Super Bowl? And then people be like watching it going, I like that Super Bowl too. I'm going to vote for this guy. It's just like, it's just so far beyond my,
Oh, well, Kamala Harris pretending that she's from the hood and, grew up in Compton and all. That's okay, though. The lies that Democrats tell is all right. Joe Biden, he grew up in the black church, the Puerto Rican church, the Greek church. Sleepy Joe, he dove into the pool as a kid and there was a tough guy named Roscoe and he pulled the hair off his legs. But we want to hear those stories from Democrats. Right, Bill?
my wheelhouse. Like
Yeah.
I am just that's just way beyond. Like there's a difference between the people that read and the people that are the subject of what you're reading. You know what I mean? There's people that like discover shit and figure shit out. And then there's the people that read it. Like the amount of people that can explain the theory of relativity. That's probably not a lot of people, but they can do it. But then there's this ego thing that because now I can explain it like I'm somehow Einstein adjacent. It's like, no, you're not. You just read some.
You think you're Einstein, so what the F are you talking about? You think you're the smartest man? Nobody's allowed to have an opinion but Bill Burr.
Smart shit.
Yeah.
That was a bit I used to do in my act where it's just like, there's nothing worse than when a dumb person reads because now they think they're smart. It's just like, no, you're.
What a joke. There's nothing worse than when a dumb person reads. So basically what he's saying is you can't improve yourself. Only he can improve himself. He's all knowledgeable. This bald-headed woke idiot is actually God.
You're just a dumb guy that knows a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like intellect to me is how you process information. It's not just reading a bunch of smart shit, putting in your head and then puking it out at people and be like, in 1492, that's not smart. You're torturing people.
Yeah.
So it's more like how you put stuff together. And like somebody said
Oh, let me guess, Bill, you're just a genius in your own mind. You're a legend in your own mind, Bill.
one time, I go, Bill, you're a really smart guy. And I go, yeah,
Yeah,
in a
sure he is.
sports bar. You put me in a sports bar and you want me to talk about 70s and 80s sports. I am scoring very high.
Yeah.
All right. You put me in like that forum to have to interview somebody that is going to run for president, and then as the sports bar guy, you're going to see like, yeah, this guy did go to summer school a lot. So, or whatever. It's like you're a smart guy. Compared to what?
Yeah.
It's all like sort of relative. Like I'm still out. The jury's still out with me with Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's like, is he a good scientist? I don't, because every time I see him, he's talking to somebody like me, and I'm like, is that how the tides work? I had no idea. It's like, he didn't figure that out.
Yeah.
He learned it. I want to see him
Don't worry, Bill. We know you took the little bus to school. Not a big deal. It's okay.
sitting down next to another scientist and have the guy be like, wow, Neil, I never looked at it that. Like, I want to see somebody on your level.
It's interesting. He does spend a lot of time talking about movies.
He doesn't do science a lot. He definitely sits around a lot talking about, it's sort of like a Dr. Phil kind of thing.
So
It's always looked like a crooked cop to me. He just looks like he would plant a pistol, do one of those and take like a taped up pistol.
I think we've you probably more right than we've realized. So you talked a little about it earlier, and I want to talk about the growth that you had off stage that then transitioned on stage, and the certain things that happened in your life that led to it. And first was, as you were talking about with Robert, the having kids was a major.
Obviously, you know how I feel about Bill Burr. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros.